All right, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Invest 360. For those who have followed, for those who haven't. So this initially was supposed to be a physical event where we educated the community on how to flip homes, invest in their community, and so forth. But then the pandemic happened, and so like everything and everybody, we had to pivot. So that being said, we are now a virtual format for now and interviewing people who, are doing things that people aspire to, and we're hoping to motivate, inspire, and a whole bunch more. So to kick it off, this episode will be no different. It will have the local Hamilton High West alumni and also former NFL player and now philanthropist as well, going doing major things. Jayson Dimanche, is that how you say it?
I mean, how you say it, I feel like it's really where you're from, kind of who you are, your accent. But I mean, for me, I've heard it.
Dimanche?
I've heard Dimanche, Dimanche. I mean, if I could tell you all what different words I've heard it.
How are you
it means Sunday in French.
Okay.
So
Sunday.
It's Dimanche. It's Dimanche is how you really say it.
Dimanche.
But that's how French people say it. Now, if you somewhere else, you might say something else. But
that's how we're gonna say it.
Dimanche.
All right, so, hey, that's good. That's cool with me. Let's say it the French way.
Yeah.
I'm not French. I'm Haitian. So there you go. Yeah,
there we go. So, but before we get into Jayson and how grateful we are for him being here, we're going to have Carlo talk about Happy Smiles, which is the backbone of what Invest 360 is all about. Carlo, how are you doing today? Take it away, bro.
I am doing wonderful, Joe. Thank you very much, man. It's great to always be here with you, Joe. Jayson, how do we say it in Haitian, though? How would they say it there?
So, I mean, in Haiti, they speak Creole and they speak French and they speak a little bit of Spanish as well. And the way they would say it there would be the French way. They say Dimanche, as I say it.
Dimanche.
Yeah, but it's hard to say it unless you practice it the right way. So a lot of people say Dimanche. They really pronounce it like that, and then the E is just the E is pretty silent at the end.
But, right. All right. Well, Jayson Dimanche, thank you so much for being here. It's really well appreciated. We have a good time every week, and I know no different this week. And yes, Happy Smiles. We are the backbone of Invest 360. And what are we here for? How did we start? A little bit, we kind of started just on primarily about being kind, revolution in kindness, a different era in kindness, a kind word, a gentle touch for somebody that needs it. Opening a door for somebody, just somebody that needs to hear something that might change their life just because of that one simple thing that you do for them. And we do that through fundraising, education, and charity. No matter where you are, what you need, we can be here for you. All right. So we are Happy Smiles, guys. If you would like to donate to our charity, we are on Venmo at Happy Smiles Inc. And that money will be very well spent, donated to a lot of different people out there and different charities. So tonight, guys, Jayson Dimanche, thank you so much for being here. We're going to start it off by kind of just asking you a little bit about you, man, a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Yeah, so I was born in Trenton, New Jersey. Grew up in Trenton. I want to say up until I was about in third grade. Moved to Hamilton and went to Wilson Elementary School. So when I was in Trenton, I was at Washington Elementary School. And then went to Wilson, went to Grice, and went to Hamilton West. So I grew up locally. Kind of built my love of traveling from my parents. Was kind of taking us on family vacations whenever possible, a lot of road trips. While I was in grade school, both of my parents were born in Haiti. I was, the first people in my family born in the United States. So, I'm very proud of that, and that has a lot to do with my upbringing and kind of, what I'm about. But yeah, I'm from Jersey, born and raised. I'm the East Coast guy. Claiming wherever I'm at. Right now I'm in Dallas, Texas. Been here, been working, been trying to stay busy, been trying to have fun, which is, big for me. So, I try to be pretty well versed and well traveled. I try to diversify myself as much as I think I can. I feel like that's how you get, as much as possible out of your day and just out of your life. So.
Of course, man. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So said you're a graduate of Hamilton West, played football. Football, your first passion?
Actually, it was it was actually karate, man. My parents put me in self-defense class because I was having some bullying issues as a kid, and then that's what I really got good at and had a passion for. Actually, I remember as a kid, I was like kind of like a thicker kid, just kind of like more stout. I was doing the kickboxing stuff for a while and actually stopped because I got real frustrated. I was this close to winning this tournament. I think I had to be like 11 years old. I got disqualified because the kid actually started spitting up blood, while we were kickboxing each other. So I got DQ'd. Yeah, it was like getting fouled for a hard hit. It was like, what are we doing here? Like what's going on? But that's when I kind of fell in love with it just because, I didn't really get to be as physical as I wanted to. And then after that, I really took up basketball. A lot of my friends were playing it. My dad was a big Allen Iverson fan. So, the cornrows and, a big Philly guy. He watched every game with me. And they got me a hoop in the drive. We always had a basketball hoop in my driveway. Always just played it. My parents played basketball with me, very aggressively from what I had. Yeah. And, that was really basketball when I was growing up in Trenton and in Hamilton. Basketball was really my pastime. And that's what I would say if I've always wanted to be a professional athlete since I was really young. I would say basketball is what I was trying my best to do first. Literally wanted to be like Allen Iverson, did all his moves. I think that's how I kind of developed a lot of my moves even on the football field. But once I hit probably like my sophomore year in high school, my Coach Greg and Coach Hoagland actually of Hamilton West pulled me to the side. We had about 2 games left in the season. I don't think we were going to make the playoffs or anything. So they were kind of at the stage of just kind of developing the younger guys, individual talent, as they should. And they pulled me to the side during practice when, I was just kind of one of those kids that didn't really take it too seriously. I was just playing football because my friends were playing it, to be honest. I was more of a basketball player. I honestly, when I was a sophomore in high school, I didn't even know what I was doing out there. I barely played, I played defensive end mostly, outside linebacker, but my coach, before I moved to linebacker, I was defensive end, and I remember my coach actually having to physically show me how to blitz, my sophomore year. Coach Greg had to line up and physically show me what a blitz was, how to do it. And, it was really my first time starting to get the mental aspect of the game going a little bit. But it was then they told me, my high school coaches told me my sophomore year, they said, hey, you got the height, you got the speed, you could potentially get a scholarship to go D1. And that's what kind of not completely, because I still played basketball and did track in high school after that, but that's what kind of shifted my focus to transforming my body and my whole mental to being a football player. I hit about 6 foot, didn't really get much taller after that. And then I was just like, maybe basketball isn't for me. And, kind of just, decided football was the way for me to go if I wanted to continue this pursuit of being a professional athlete. So, yeah, I kind of just fell into it, but it just kind of came naturally. The physical skills I had and my mentality was just more suited to play football, I think, and the physical attributes that I had. Doesn't go to say that I wasn't a good basketball player. You can ask about me. I used to hoop all the time. Yeah, I was all conference of basketball. The only issue I had was I was left-handed, and that's what broke my heart right there. Once I found out I was left-handed and I couldn't be like AI, I kind of I changed my game a little bit. I started doing the whole Lamar Odom thing. Didn't work out. But yeah, it was basketball and then football mostly.
So you said you did I hear you right that you said you did track a little bit?
Yeah, I did basketball, football, and track all 4 years of high school.
What'd you do in track?
I started off as a hurdler and sprinter, and then just kind of transitioned to primarily a jumper. So I did long jump, high jump, and triple jump primarily, and I would occasionally run when I needed to. I would try to practice with the sprinters, work on my speed for football mainly. That was my main focus, but I was a really good jumper. I had the triple jump record at my high school for a while. I'm pretty sure my little brother's the one that broke it. Was the first person that broke it.
That's cool.
And then we had a kid that came through West that ended up being a 50-foot triple jumper, which he like went to UConn and jumped and stuff. So I was a jumper, man. I love track. I love the social camaraderie of it. I love just being around my friends. You see that as a common theme for me. Fun is a big part of just what I like to do and what I do. It's all about, just really having a good time for me. So yeah, I did track and basketball, and basketball, same thing. We were, very competitive and did it, because some of my closest friends, were on the team. Denzel Broach, Marcus Ponder, David Broach, all these guys, Najee Lane, that kind of helped me growing up. We're playing basketball, so I was like, I gotta, contribute where I can. All those guys, Nick Sikowski, Brandon Johnson, Ari Elias, all those guys that I played with were very good friends of mine, and were the reason why I decided to play ball all 4 years. Because, like I said, after my sophomore year, I really could have hung it up and just focused on football, but my coaches always taught me to stay competitive no matter what. So that's why I really tried to, stay active in my other two sports as well.
Yeah, I in high school, similar to you. Now, first off, to be very clear, now I for in the 90s, I was pretty much everybody was a Bulls fan, but I never owned a Jordan jersey though. I had a Pippen jersey, and I loved Sean Kemp too.
Yeah. Big
Up until AI came, and AI was everything for me.
Oh yeah.
He actually bought me dinner at Fridays.
Really?
Yeah, in Philadelphia.
That's so dope. That's awesome. That's a great story right there.
That is a good story, Joe.
I definitely would love to tell you that story one day. But
yeah, that's really dope.
Outside of that, but as far as high school sports, I did football and track. However, I never excelled at track. And this is on now I went to McCorston Catholic.
What did you do? What were your events in track?
I did the pole vault, the 400, and the 800.
Did you say you did the pole vault?
Yes.
I got to see this.
So now I never excelled at any of this. Even I did the 200 as well. I never excelled at any of this until I went to the summer league, the summer camp of the track camp with Coach Al Jennings over at Trenton High.
Wow.
And it wasn't until I met him that I actually started understanding what I was doing wrong and wasn't excelling at McCorston. And I don't know if you know the legend of Coach Jennings, but he was our Olympian Athing Moose coach.
Damn. So yeah. So okay.
Yeah. So that's where I flourished, was under Coach Jennings. So every time I see him, Mr. Alfonso Jennings, thank you.
Yeah. You have to, man. The coaches have so much to do with it, and I mean, they know, and it's really, as a player, you don't know until you get older, how much your coaches have to do with just helping you out and developing you and keeping you out of trouble, So that's awesome, though. That's really cool. AI was the man. He's the reason, like I said, I got the cornrows. I started growing my hair. He's the reason why I was buying every iron-on jersey at Columbus that I could find. It was whatever I could do, and it was
shout out to Columbus Market.
AI, everybody wanted to be a rapper, but like to me, AI was my rapper. He had the lifestyle, everything he did. I was like, man, I want to be a professional athlete, just like this guy.
What did he have a song? It was like called like 21 Bars or something?
I don't know. I try not to listen to it because it doesn't work out so well. So I didn't want to, that to mess up my positive image of him. I'm a PR guy, so
yeah,
I didn't want to mess that up. But I remember my dad, even though he was a huge AI fan, he loved them. He wanted this guy to be his son down there. And, that's one of the reasons why I was always doing this stuff. And because I was like, damn, Dad, I'm right here,
Yeah.
I had like 3 or 4 Allen Iverson jerseys, and I would rotate between those throughout the week. Literally wear one on Monday.
So it was
reversible ones, switch it up. And I remember my dad actually, one of the first times he actually got upset with me, like for something that I just did and wasn't hurting anybody. he just asked me, why do I always wear jerseys with other people's names on them, like on the back of them? He was just like, why don't you have a jersey with your name on the back? I'm like, come on, Dad, I'm not an athlete. Like, you got to be a pro to have that. He was like, yeah, but it's just, you should stop wearing those jerseys and get a jersey with your name on the back. And I think just that mindset he raised me in and set me up, it was just always like, even though you can be a fan and love guys and look up to them, like, we put our pants on the same way. He bleeds too, all that stuff. So, if I try or if I want to be, I can be just as great as him. I could get a jersey with my name on the back too, and it was one of those things where it was just like, I didn't understand then why he was saying that, but now I'm like, okay, I see what you were doing. Like, you were trying to get me to find my own greatness instead of always being a fan, get on the court a little bit. And, I think that's big time for me, just that mentality he put in me, helped me a lot with just becoming a decent athlete.
So that brings me to like the next question. Now, like, we'll get back to AI in a few, but now you're the son of immigrants. I myself and Carlo as well, the son of immigrants. Like, I know how it worked out for me. I know like how it, being a first generation here was kind of, but how was that for you? And I know you said you had siblings, but like, how was it for you growing up? Like, trying to like, were you first generation here, or how'd that work out for you?
Yeah, I was first generation. And like I said, my mom came here before I was even born, and I had to deal with the regular stuff, just my parents not speaking the best English right away, and them going through that process, and dealing with the bullying and stuff. And it wasn't just because I was Haitian. It was same stuff any kid like me, a young Black kid, goes through. Growing up in certain communities, I was in Trenton at Washington Elementary School. You guys know that area, and kind of, where that's at, and that's what I grew up in. And so all those negative things and just things that everybody, not even just me or everybody in the area deals with, is just very difficult, and it's hard a lot of times, and it really brings you back down to earth. But I mean, just the jobs, working all the time, you know how it is. Your parents are always, they're trying to not only set roots here in this country, but they're trying to set you up for the future, and give you a good chance to finish, with everybody else, or even better possibly. And so with my parents pursuing that so much, me being the firstborn, right away I had to kind of take that leadership role, or attempt to take that leadership role for my siblings. I have a younger brother and a younger sister, for them, because, a lot of times they were away, and I was asked to mature and grow up a lot. And I could tell you guys I'm a fun guy. I like to enjoy myself. And there's a lot of conflict there, just with just being who you want to be and finding out who you are when you're first generation American. So, I respect you guys, and again, just feel honored to be here with you guys, knowing that you guys are first generation Americans as well, because I think it's a common struggle for everybody that's a first generation American, but especially growing up there, up in Jersey and stuff like that. It's people in Jersey could be pretty straight to the point. And I notice that more and more when I travel even, and that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. Just, take some getting used to, if you're not used to it, or if you're growing up in a household like mine that was speaking a different language at the time in the household, and you're going to school, and it's, your friends come to your house. It's like it's very different than if you were born here. But I got used to it. I found my people. My family is, very social and out there in the community, and have a lot of friends in the area and all around. So I really want to say that it was definitely a tough start, but once we were able to get our foot on the gas a little bit, things got a lot better for us, and a lot easier. And once we kind of changed our mindset of, not being that first generation type of deal, and just realizing you're here, everybody, doesn't matter how you got here, you're all here now, and you've got a chance to make things how you want it to be. I think once my parents and my family realized that, my family, was able to just take the next step in terms of just being able to be, stable in every way in life, not just financially or just, mentally or psychologically, just having a strong, positive mindset moving forward every day. Because you don't want to wake up every day like, man, I gotta go work for 10 hours and come back. I ain't getting paid that much at the end of the week. I got all these kids in the house. They're hungry all the time. The house is tiny. That's stuff that, so many people have to deal with that. I mean, getting out of that it just takes so much. It's just so hard. So anybody that's able to escape that just race of just constantly like being just, the cup about to, check to check, everything's about to roll over. Everybody feels that at some point. Most people do, unless you're very well off. Getting out of that, like kind of rat race type of deal, it's just hard. But I think living in this country, everybody has a chance to do just that. You can get yourself out of any situation. You just really have to decide you're not going to give up, and just pursue it in that way, regardless of what happens. That's what I've preached to my family and friends. Even before I made it to the NFL. I think once I made the NFL, more people would be more willing to listen to me. But I was just like, hey guys, you guys just gotta decide what you want to do and just say, listen, I'm not gonna stop telling anybody. No, I'm not gonna let anybody get in my way, pretty much. And I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna fall, trip, all that stuff. Just like they just talk about Allen Iverson. Just keep getting back up, and then keep doing your thing. But to think that you gotta live every day, day to day, just trying to figure out how you're gonna get through just that day, and not be able to follow your passions or your dreams is it's not where you want to be at least not for your entire life. So man, gotta wherever you're at, if that's not where you feel comfortable, I want to be, you gotta get up out of there. And so instead of helping out with money or paying for stuff or doing whatever, if somebody tells me they need me or anything, I preach that to them before anything else. Because if they get that mindset, then usually they'll get themselves out of whatever situation they're in.
And that's exactly right there. What you just said is exactly what this whole Invest 360 is all about. It's basically getting people to understand that mindset. Yeah. That right there was the crux of everything that we had ever hoped for any guest to say right there.
And you know what, Joe? Talking about our parents that, came and we're first generation, their mindset was there. Their mindset was, we're getting here, we're making it happen. Our kids are going to be better than us. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it happen from them. They were in the right mindset. You know what I mean? They were
going through a lot. And you were going through a lot. Think about how much you go through at your age and all the blessings you had. And then just think about psychologically what they were going through at the time that you didn't know about, and the stuff with their family and their spouses and all the little stuff, man. It really can blow your mind when you think about how our parents were able to do what they did.
Right. And you know what was a kicker to me? I didn't know about any of those struggles. No. We didn't know about anything going. It was, everything's good. Not everything's good, but there was hard times, and we knew about the hard times, but it was okay because we knew that, or they knew it was going to be okay, or they were going to make it okay. Is what I took from it,
Yeah, and that's the key. You took the main point that you needed right there. Everything's going to be okay until it's all over, and it's not okay. It's okay. So and that's awesome that you were able to find that without having to see all those things or experience some of the things that they maybe experienced at that time. Because our parents had it tough, man. I think the only reason we don't hear about it now is because they didn't have social media and cameras and stuff recording everything.
It's true.
So I've definitely hug your parents, tell them you love you if you can, because they did a great job.
It's a club I wouldn't get out of, man. Being first generation, club
not at all, man.
And so, talking a little bit about getting a little bit more after high school, right? You went to SIU, Southern Illinois University, right? Mm-hmm. Why there? Why instead of Rutgers or another university, far university? Why'd you pick there?
So I wasn't, I guess for West I was pretty well recruited, but I wasn't a super highly touted guy coming out of high school. I was a bit undersized. I was very good in high school, but I wasn't what I think a lot of people call dominant, in that way. I was very flashy. I had, big games, big moments, big plays, but I just wasn't that just dominant force that a lot of big recruits are, that you just watch them play in high school and you're like, dude, this kid is like unstoppable and we have no answer for him. I still had a lot of work. I was still very green. Like I said, I just learned how to blitz my sophomore year in high school, so I was still learning the game, kind of like how to play with leverage and technique, all these things. So I only had 2 full scholarship offers coming out of high school. One was Southern Illinois University, and the other one was to Stony Brook University, where my little brother is at now. And, I had a few other like partial spots. I had a couple schools that asked me to walk on. I think like Syracuse wanted me to walk on. A bunch of local spots, that I had options to go to. The reason I went to SIU is kind of like what you said. I wanted to get out of the area. I wanted to experience a different part of the country and be around different types of people. I took a visit there and I really enjoyed myself. It was very chill for me, and it was like kind of just enough fun that I know I'd be able to manage. Because again, I knew that I was a fun guy at the time. I knew that I liked to enjoy myself. I liked to party. I liked to be around friends. I was very social. And so I knew if I went to Stony Brook, which was the only option I was considering, because, I told my mom, like, probably not a very smart thing to tell her. Like a day after my coaches told me I could go D1, I like promised my mom I was going to get a scholarship like 2 days after that. So I had to go to one of the schools that was paying for me to go to school, because I don't think she was like she like took me seriously. So I went to Stony Brook on a visit, and I just remember it was just a little bit like, it made me feel too at home, too many people that I kind of felt too comfortable with already. I was already just, there were like way too many girls. I was just like, this is going to be, I'm not old enough to be doing this stuff. Like, we were partying like a big boy right out of high school, and I was not mature enough.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't. My parents knew I wasn't. And I got back from my visit, and just everything about that school, just for me at the time, was not a good fit. And I knew if I stayed local, I'd be around my friends that I grew up with. We'd be getting in trouble together still. They'd be coming up to visit. My mom would be driving up all the time, telling me how big and strong I am, and just kind of giving me that pat in the back. I just knew I wouldn't get that tough love. And probably one of the toughest times in my childhood was when my family and I went to Haiti. And I actually ended up getting like stuck there for like 6 months. I think they like lost my passport or something.
Wow.
And then, it's like pretty rough there in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And, I was there for a while. But I just remember coming back from that, just how humble I was, how different I was, just kind of, it just changed me and made me a better person. Like I came back from Haiti and I just had like no fear, So I knew just getting away from my family, getting away from everybody, and kind of just starting on my own. I was 17 when I was graduated. I just knew I would grow up a lot faster. And so, I just wanted to get away and, grow up somewhere where I just wouldn't be around all those comforts that you get up there when you're at home, all the pizza and stuff. Like, dude, Man, I had an eating problem in college. If I was in Jersey or New York and I had access to that pizza, I know it would have been like 10 times worth. So yeah, that's why I went away. It was really my only offer that was out of state or away from the East Coast. And I just needed to, again, just diversify myself. And I really loved the people at SIU. Like the people there were so nice, so calm. They spoke very slowly and clearly, and were like very relaxed. And I knew if I went down there with my personality and my energy, I would kind of stick out right away. I would kind of be able to, make an impact quicker than I would if I went to Stony Brook. And pretty much most of the guys were like me, had my same swag type of deal. I'm going to go somewhere where I'd be different. And so, that's one
That's
reason
cool.
why I picked this up.
That's really cool.
And plus, they're a really good football school. They had just competed with, they were ranked, they had guys that were getting opportunities in the NFL and stuff like that. So they just had more national notoriety at the time. And so that's another reason why I decided to go there. They had a lot of plans with like their new stadium, a lot of things coming up there. So, and I definitely don't regret my decision. It was one of those deals where it really worked out for me in the long run. So, it was a lot of fun.
You answered my next question, which was like how, what was like the experience for you? So that was kind of cool. what you touched on though with your answer though was something which is my following was we just had Mark Merrow. Are you familiar with who Mark Merrow is?
Yeah, I was reading a little bit about him. Is he a wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a charity event with the WWE, like, oh my goodness, 6 years ago in Newark. I got to go backstage and meet a bunch of the wrestlers. And I was already a wrestling fan before that, but after that, now I still follow it now. Like, I like shook the Big Show's hand and like did all this stuff backstage. I was like back there chilling with them, and I was the smallest person by far in the room. But yeah, I'm a big WWE fan now. But go ahead, you were saying about him?
Along with.
Yeah.
So we just had Marvelous Mark Merrow on our show like a couple weeks ago, and one of the things he says that stuck out was, which I think that you would definitely appreciate, having said what you said earlier, was he says, "Show me your friends, and he'll show you your future."
Wow. And, yeah, I agree with that a lot. Yeah.
So you basically said one of your choices to go away was because you wanted to basically kind of experience something on your own and not. So like, can you tell me a little bit about that? And also you've been on many teams, right? So how important is surrounding yourself with a good team, like a good team, and like
yeah, that's wow, good. Surrounding yourself and the people you surround yourself with is going to be a big influence on just how much you can enjoy life. Your team and you just being a product of your environment. I really believe that. Like, I am a product of my environment. Being from Haiti, being from Trenton, being from Hamilton, all that is why I am the way I am now. Going to Carbondale, living in the Midwest for the longest, working in Ohio, all that is me now. And so being able to diversify, if I picked a handful of my favorite people in the world, you would just see it's a very diverse group of people, not just in the way they look or the way they act, but just who they are as people. Like, I've got some people I love that are really nice guys and really cool people, and some sweethearts and girls that are, just really go bake for you. And I know some of my good friends are really mean. I'm best friends with the guy that would bully me, throughout my childhood now. It's just a diverse group of people, rich people, poor people, people that struggle with money, people that are very good with money. Like, all these people are part of who I am and why I have all these experiences now. So being able to put yourself around those people and kind of pick your team, pick your tribe more or less, that's one of the reasons why it was a blessing for me to be an undrafted free agent. It really was, because I got to kind of pick where I wanted to go. And not a lot of guys get that opportunity, and nobody gets to pick their family either. So not everybody gets lucky enough, like me or like you guys have had to be born into hardworking and providing and loving families, And yeah, that's huge, man. I'm a product of my environment. So anybody who tells you I'm a nice guy or anything positive with me, it's not really because of me. It's because all the people that I've grown up and been around. They've all touched my life, and I'm talking about everybody. People I was just with in Africa, people I've been out to Europe, all those people, man. It's just They all have influenced me in a big way, and they all have influenced my successes and my failures and everything all around that, because all that matters. All of that is a big reason why I'm here today for sure. And the team aspect is a little bit different in football, just because with football you have one main goal. And with family and stuff, you have a main goal, and that's really just to love each other and to take care of each other. But with football, your main goal is a lot of times to win. And yeah, you want your teammates to like you and stuff like that and all that. But your main objective is to win, and not just win the game, but win individual competitions, win each play, just win. And so I think that can influence the team in a very different way. Like, if me and my family were just money hungry and just wanted to be wealthy and have a huge network, we would be a lot different than we are now. But it's not all about winning when it's with family and it's with the people you have around you. With football, it is, So a lot of times you got to put some things to the side to focus on winning. But if you want to see a measure of who a person is, for sure, get the 4 or 5 people closest to them and I'll pretty much be able to let you know, kind of what that person's about, more or less. But yeah, man, gotta you're product of your environment, so gotta keep your environment, keep it clean, man. Keep it smoke free. Try to keep the pet hairs out the way and all that stuff. I've got 3 great things and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you gotta keep everything around you if you can, just kind of as you want it to be. Because if you don't like control the people you have around you, or like check people that are around you or whatever, you will become the one thing you don't want to be. That's what you'll eventually become or experience. And,
right.
I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Yeah, man. Hey, talking about the NFL a little bit and talking about your football experience. You were on the Bengals. You appeared on Hard Knocks. Can you give us a little bit about that experience in the NFL? How was that for you?
Oh man, yeah, the NFL, playing NFL was unreal. It was a dream come true when I, finally made it and like signed a contract and stuff. It was like, guys will tell you when I played, the guys I played, like I was like, it was like every day was my last day. When I was playing, especially my first couple of years, before my injury, it was like I was in there like, dude, I know they might cut me tomorrow. So I was in there like just like I said, just trying to have as much fun as possible, make as many plays as possible every single day that I was there. And again, in hindsight, that's a lot of reason why I'm kind of happy I wasn't a draft pick or a high draft pick or anything like that, just because I didn't have all the pressures that a high draft pick has. I didn't have all the extra money on me that, could have turned me into a worse monster than I was my first year financially. And then, I just didn't have all that. I could play free, and I wasn't worried about making mistakes or doing all that. So it was unreal. The Hard Knocks deal was, I think, just like a cherry on top. A lot of the cameramen and producers and stuff were from Jersey. So once they found out that I was a Jersey kid, they just, they had the camera all over me. They were asking me to do all this stuff and, kind of like, featured me in a couple of the episodes. And I was like embarrassed at first because I was like, look, like, why am I acting like this on there? But then I was like, dude, this is how I act. I just rarely get to see myself act like that. Only time I really see myself is when I'm watching film. So it was a blast. It was a lot of fun just to get to show my personality a little bit and for the camera just to kind of see how it was to be in the locker room with us and, be in the locker room with all this. We had so many crazy people on the Bengals my first year. So like James Harrison, Pac-Man, just Fontes, it was a crazy locker room and I loved every minute of it. Those guys really just taught me how to play the game, just, balls to the wall, no fear, no matter who you're going against, no matter who you're standing across your opponent is, dude, just try to kill them. That's how they played, and I think that rubbed off on me so much, and my confidence skyrocketed. That's why my first year I really had such a, productive year, because playing with those guys, like, you really can't not be doing anything because they call you out, they will. So, it was a lot of pressure, and it was a lot of, just day to day, just be on your best grade A behavior. But it was a blast, man. I had so much fun. Like,
I can see by the smile on your face. You had a blast every day.
It was so fun, man. I mean, every day was an adventure. Off season was, like a dream, because it was like you got like a month, maybe a month, not even really, if you're doing what you need to do. Some off seasons I didn't do what I needed to do, but you got like a month where it's like, dude, you got to enjoy yourself, see your family, do what you got to do, because once we get back, it's like, it's a 24-hour gig. Every day you got to focus on it. So I enjoyed myself thoroughly. Like I said before, anything sports related, money related, anytime before I ever get serious, I always have fun. And I took that to the NFL too. No matter how serious the game was, I don't care if we were playing the Patriots, if it was playoffs, I was like, dude, let's have fun out here. What's the worst that could happen? And I took that at everything that I did. So it was a blast, man. Playing in the league was fun, and it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And, I still found the fun in those very, very low moments and those made those high moments even higher. So yeah, it was cool. It was something that my whole childhood. That's what I dreamed of. So I can honestly say now.
You got the jersey with your name on it.
I got
the jersey. I got a couple of them, you know.
That's it.
I never jersey swapped with anybody. You know, I wasn't interested in that stuff. My dad wouldn't allow it. He's like, what you swapping jerseys for? Like, you know, who's that? Like, you know, so I never did any of that stuff. But you know, I kind of wish I did. I'm gonna call some guys and see if they got any jerseys with collecting some dust on them. But yeah, if I never did any, if something, you know, knock on wood, bad were to happen to me, and the only thing I was left on this earth known to be was a guy that played in the NFL and, you know, was cool and fun and gave back when he could and gave time when he could. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, if that's all I'm ever known for, I don't need to go to space. I don't need to be somebody that drives the nicest cars or any of that. Just though I traveled, I enjoyed myself. Oh, there go my dogs. Hold on a second. Maybe it's an intruder. No, it's not. But probably a squirrel, honestly. As soon as I forgot, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, if that's all I'm known for at the end of the day, I'd be very happy and proud of that. Just because that was my dream, man. I'm telling you, since I was a kid, I just wanted to be a professional athlete. I didn't really care what sport it was at first. I just knew, like, I wanted that lifestyle. I wanted to get paid to play a game, you know. And, you know, I was able to accomplish that. So I just feel really blessed. And I just thank God, thank my parents, everybody that helped me out growing up every day just goes with it.
So speaking of all that you did, and how much fun you had in the NFL, what is it that you're doing now? Because you spoke about giving back and so forth. Like, I see a lot of traveling pictures with themes of giving back. What are you doing?
Man, now I'm primarily down in Dallas, Texas. I'm doing a lot of football coaching down here, working with the youth and high school kids, trying to help them develop their game and their individual skills and their mental for the game, more or less. You know, just trying to give them what they need to get through the ups and downs of being an athlete. And I know, you know, they're not all going to play professionally or go to college, but even if it's just being a starter on the varsity team or whatever, I just want to be able to help them with that. And you know, I'm doing a lot of real estate. I still have a property up there in Jersey, you know, that I kind of just rent with. And I'm not really focused so much on the starting businesses or doing anything and stuff. I've just been investing since I last played in the NFL in 2017. I've just been investing. I've tried to do exactly what the bank does and just copied their methods, you know. And I think that's been my saving grace, that living below my means. I really don't spend money on anything. I don't have like a lot of nice clothes. I don't have a lot of shoes. Most of the stuff I bought is stuff that I bought like my first year in the NFL. Like, that's still like a lot in my wardrobe now. So that'll just tell you how I just don't spend a lot on flashy stuff. I don't have a lot of jewelry, anything like that. Only place I really splurge is when I travel or when I'm experiencing something. And I do spend some money on food. I spend some money on food. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I live below my means. I'm big on residual income. You know, I love rent roll. I love just being able to have something consistent, just something coming in every month, every week, whatever it is. And I invest, man. I invest. I have way more money invested than I do saved or anything else like that. Not just for a rainy day or for tomorrow, for next week, or for when I'm 45, 55, 65, you know, to be able to buy and hold, and not just buy and hold, but continue to invest what you can. Whether that's $5 a month, $50 a month, $500 a month, I think that is the best way to get yourself into a situation where you're not living paycheck to paycheck or, you know, week to week. And, you know, unlike a lot of people, I was fortunate enough to play in the NFL, and that kind of gave me like a shot in the arm financially to start that investment journey. But it doesn't matter how much you make, just you got to invest for your future. You got to invest for tomorrow. You got to invest for if and when things hit the fan. You got to have your deductibles taken care of and have 2 or 3 months saved of your living expenses just in case, because you never know, man. We just went through a pandemic. People lost their jobs, got hired, all this stuff. And if you weren't a person that was focusing on things outside of your own job, that's going to bring you in some residual income or invest in a way that, you know, you can take a portion of it out. in the future or anything goes wrong, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure, especially if you have a family. Like, I don't have kids, man, and I can't even imagine someone with a family that they have to take care of not having a substantial amount of money invested or tucked away that's growing for them, just in case, God forbid, something were to happen. That's kind of scary for me. So that's what I've been doing now. Just slowly but surely building my financial fortitude, removing liability, and traveling as much as I can in an affordable way, and giving back as much as I can when I'm able to, and as much as I'm able to. Again, I could continue to build and focus on more businesses, more ways to grow and diversify myself, but that's just not like what I'm into anymore. Like, man, once you find what you need to do to make money, you just rinse and repeat that thing, and you go back to focusing on your passions. If you could get paid to do your passions, then that's a huge blessing, to be able to do. But if it were up to me, I'd still be playing football and get paid for that. So, like I said, finding that next passion can take some time. It could take 10, 20 years sometimes. So, I think the coaching thing is one of those things for me. And I think the philanthropy and giving back my time and wherever I can is a big passion for me as well. And I'm just trying to find more of those things, that I enjoy to do.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Hey, talking about that, right? So the coaching and everything that you're doing now, you're inspiring people, you're inspiring kids, you're inspiring adults, you might be inspiring businesses. Doing all of that, what's some advice that you could give somebody who's trying to blaze their own trail, right? Start a side hustle, something of that say when they're starting out. What would you say to somebody?
Ooh, I would say get a mentor.
Okay.
Yeah, find somebody that's older than you, that's been doing what you want to do for a while and had some success in it. And they don't have to be older nowadays. There's freaking 13-year-olds making stuff. So it could be somebody younger than you. So find a mentor and that does what you want to do, not what you think makes money, because so many ways to make money. I tell people all the time, I went to this is when I realized just how many different ways to make money and invest and stuff. Like, moved to Dallas and I walking through a garage sale and I grabbed a painting for about 3 house paintings for like $5-10. I had an Airbnb that I was just trying to decorate and put some pictures up, So I stopped by this garage sale. I picked up some nice looking paintings and kind of had them hanging up there. And I had this mushroom painting that was pretty big, and this lady sold them for like $5. It was crazy, or like $10, I think it was, for all these paintings. And then I Airbnb'd the place. I would get comments of people how much they liked the painting on my listings, and it worked out really well. I paid $10 for this painting, and then when I no longer needed the painting or needed the place, I put the painting on offer up and sold it for $100. And so when I saw that happen, and I was just like, man, I just made 10 times my investment here at a garage sale, and I've seen and done all these different ways to just make money or multiply money or whatever, grow your money. That's when my focus went away from, again, just doing that. And I was taught all of that from a mentor. He told me to do that. He said, dude, just walk around and find ways to make money. He's like, literally, go walk around your neighborhood. Go find houses. Go find properties. Just do it every day. And I was so lost. I was just done playing football. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have anything to do. I was sleeping in every day and not doing much. So my mentor came into my life. His name was Gary, very successful man. Was big on Amazon early, big on Costco before it's, big rise here. And, he kind of put me on a couple of things. And he's the one that told me, dude, go walk around and find ways to make money. And then, you'll become an investor that knows what to invest in, because you're going to know what people want to buy and know what they want to put their money into. And so, find a mentor, find somebody and just talk to them. Try to talk to them once a week if you can. Make some time to do that with them, and keep them in your life. Never burn that bridge with them, because you never know when you might need to call back on them for some advice. Maybe be able to do some business with them in the future. But having a mentor and finding one is huge. And finding the right one for you is even better, because you can try multiple mentors. It's like interviewing people or whatever. You can have a friend that's your mentor, or you can go hire one, whatever it is. But I think finding a mentor is big. Don't try to reinvent the wheel or think you got to invent something or do some crazy stuff. Find a mentor, do what he does, see if you can do it, or she does, and see if you can do it better than them one day. And understand that it's going to take time. If it's a good thing, it's going to take time. Like the property I have in Jersey didn't become a profitable rental property until 6 to 7 years after I owned it. So, you know, all these investments, all these things take time and patience. And I think those are some of the things I have naturally. My mentor kind of emphasized that, hey, these are the skills you need to, it's like patience, you know, hard work, all those things. He's like, those are the things you need to highlight and just try to do those things every day, you know, practice them every day.
Yeah, it's great advice, man. Mentor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I think that's big key, mentorship. And again, don't try to, simplicity is perfection. Don't try to do anything crazy. You see something and you're like, okay, let me do it backwards. Like, no. Don't do that. It's going to stress you out. It's going to give you another job to do on top of that because you're probably going to go back and fix that yourself. And then it's just like, you know, keep it simple. Simple is stupid, but it's perfect, you know?
Yep.
I'm a lazy guy. Like, I know you the NFL stuff and everything makes you think that I'm a lazy guy. You know, I get the reason I was always a good tackler is because I find the easiest, fastest, shortest way to the ball. Like I'm trying to take as few steps as possible. Like I want to minimize everything. I know the field is, 53 and a quarter wide. I mean, I'm talking about I want to cover like 5 yards of play if I can. So we gotta get this guy down quick, because I'm not trying to run all day. I've never been like a long range athlete. I'm good in small spaces. I get tired real easy. I can't, if you told me to run a mile, even when I was in my best shape, I would, we're talking like at least 15 minutes here. So take me around this mile. So,
smarter, not harder, right?
Yeah, I'm just an athlete. I'm not like a cross country guy or anything. I'm just a bruiser more or less. But yeah, I kept it simple. I've always known what I was good at and what I enjoyed, and I just did that. I just found my fastball and I throw it every single time. Every single time, I just throw it every single time. And then if you hit it, good for you. Looks like you've been working too. But most people ain't gonna hit it. They're just not. It's too much for them. So yeah, I believe in that too. Throw your fastball every time. You get that something, do that every day.
I like that. Awesome. How important do you think self-inspection is in business and in life?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, you got to check yourself. A big thing I believe in, a big thing that was preached to me even in high school was, what you do when nobody's looking is more important than what you do when people are watching. Like I said, I'm a lazy guy, but when I go work out and nobody's with me, I'm not so lazy, everybody perceives, if I had a crowd watcher, they probably think I'm lazy. When I'm by myself, I work my tail off. So I check myself, I work on the things I'm not good at when I'm by myself. So being able to, check yourself and just be like, hey, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing well? All those things, it's so important because especially as you become an adult, you get fewer and fewer people that do those things for you and to you, it's my first time in my life. I never had a coach, to yell at me and be like, dude, good job or bad job, and it's taken a little bit of adjustment to find that guidance and to, get back into doing things in a way where it felt like somebody was gonna make sure you were doing the right things and, crossing your eyes and crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So
don't forget the lowercase J's.
Don't forget the lowercase J's, dot those, all those things, man. Just, you got to check yourself. You got to sit down and just do your quarterly statements and whatever. It's all important. No matter how much money you make, you got to sit down every 3 months and be like, how much is coming in? How much is going out? And what did I do this last 3 months, So you got to be able to sit down and look at that. Because if you can't look at your debts, you can't look at, you're scared of it or something, or you can't, how are you going to start to fix it? How are you going to fix, you got to check yourself, man. You know how many people I know don't look at their credit card bills, and if you don't look at it, how are you going to start paying it, bro? I don't know what, you have to check yourself and you have to do it regularly. Because the one time I wasn't checking myself when my first year in the league, when I started making all that money and stuff, you know, I didn't look at my bank account for like 6 months. And, you know, that wasn't smart because, yeah, I was making all this money, but I was spending it too. You know, like I said, I'm a fun guy. Like, you know, I I thought more money meant more fun. You know, I didn't know it was going to stop at some point. You know, I just thought, you know, it all follows suit. Like more hard work, more fun, more money, more this. Okay, it's all going to just keep climbing. But that stuff stops one day. And I wasn't checking myself my first year. I wasn't doing the things I needed to do. Didn't have the right people around me on my team. I wasn't checking my team. You know, I had an assistant. I was paying all this money every month. I didn't even like call him or anything. I didn't even need him to do anything, and never checked him. Like I just didn't care, you know. But it's because I just wasn't taking care of the little things once all these big things came into my life. But always, no matter what, you got to take care of the little things. Always. Yeah, and checking yourself is one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're about to have a quick intermission. Then we're going to do some rapid fire questions.
Okay, all right.
Send you on your way.
All right.
But the first video that we're going to have is for Attitudes in Reverse. They have an event tomorrow. Attitudes in Reverse was a organization created by two parents who lost their child to suicide. So they have this event every year called Taste of Hope, and trying to raise awareness. And so that will be happening tomorrow. And we also will be showing a video for Cybersecurity Prevention Week. So
nice. Yeah, cybersecurity is super important.
All right, so we're ready, and then we're going to go right into the rapid fire questions.
All right, I'll be ready.
Awesome. All right, we are back. So, are you ready for the rapid fire questions?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
First question. Tornadoes, Fighting Irish, Spartans, Hornets, Iron Mikes, or North Stars?
Oh, come on, man. Hornets for life. Orange and black, baby. Orange and black, never go back.
That's it.
That's all that matters, man, in my life. Hornets, baby, straight to Cincinnati. Man, I'm about to go back and make SIU change their colors to orange and black. I love Hamilton West, man. That's my place right there.
Awesome. All right. So, Trenton tomato pie, Brooklyn pie, or Chicago deep dish?
Trenton Tomato Pie, man. I've had all three. Been to Chicago, had the deep dish in their best spot, and I was just like, nah, like no. It wasn't it. You know, it kind of messed with my stomach a little bit. All that cheese. Nah, can't do the deep dish. It's way too filling too. Like you can't even eat like a quarter of it before you're like, all right, let's take the rest and go home. You know, if I'm gonna
you want to be able to hang after that.
yeah, if I'm gonna eat my za, I want to eat it. Like I want to eat the whole pie, and I'm not getting up till the whole pie is gone. So yeah, definitely trying tomato pie, Brooklyn slice next, and then if I have to, I'll eat a Chicago deep dish.
All right.
And I got a lot of people I know from Chicago. SIU had a lot of people from Chicago go there. I love my people from Chicago, but that deep dish is not it.
Awesome. All right, favorite local restaurant, past or present?
My favorite local restaurant is Nino's Pizzeria, and
right there on the White Horse Circle, or
right there.
Because there's two.
Sicilian pie right there.
No. It's Nino's and right off of gosh, what street is it? Off of South Broad. Not on South Broad.
Chambers Street.
On Chambers Street.
Chambers Street. Yep.
All right, good. Because there's also the one in the White Horse Circle in Lawrence too.
No, not that one. No.
Right.
What about the one on the corner of Chambers, right?
Yes. Nino's. Yeah. That's my spot. They've got the best slices. They got really good
Sicilian pie right there. Yep.
Cheese fries.
There. You love that one because that was the go-to spot when you were.
Yes, I go there when I come back home. I'm always there. You can ask Frank. Every time I'm home, I'm there. I always get a slice or two from there. Put a little garlic on it. You know what I'm saying? Get a Sicilian slice. They just do a great job of just the service, the quality of food, and getting it out to you. And the prices have always been great.
Yeah.
They need to stop taking cash though. Only cash. All right. They need to get the cards and the Venmo, Cash App, all that stuff. Frank, if you're watching this, make sure you guys do that because I'm tired of having to go to ATM. ATMs are scary to me. I don't like that. So, yeah, Nino's, past or present. I mean, yeah, Nino's is my spot, man. If I had to get a meal, lunch, dinner, whatever, right now, and it's like I wasn't trying to I would go to Nino's. If I had a Nino's here, I'd be going to Nino's in Dallas every single day.
Look, you said you're big to investing, Frank. If you're watching, we will tag Nino's in this. Look,
yes, we will.
Got an angel investor in Jason who wants you to come to Dallas.
They can cash at me. I'll give you guys the money. They can send the cash app to me. I promise. I'll get it to you. It might take some time. Like I said, I'm like the bank now. Once I get the money, I got to do my thing with it, and you can get it out after a while. But no, those are my boys down there. I love that place, and again, been going to it since third grade. Just always walking down there, grab a slice. Sometimes you just give me a slice for free when I needed it. Man, I mean, just a great place to stop in. Fast food, sit down, eat, whatever, dinner for the family. Yeah, Nino's was always my go-to.
All right. So are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah. I used to. My only job before I played in the NFL was at Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yep.
So is that your favorite place to get coffee?
No, it's not. It was like high school job. I needed it because gas prices were hitting $4, and I just got my license, so I need to get something coming in. My mom was working for HMS Host at the time. Working her 20 jobs that she always had, and she. HMS Host had a really good program with just getting students and foreigners in to work for them, under a visa or all this. They just had a lot of good stuff for young people. And I would work there 2-3 days a week. That's what kind of got my coffee hook on. But no, it's not my favorite place to get coffee. I'm a big local coffee shop guy. I mean, I really believe everybody needs to go to the place that's around their corner, selling coffee, making the lattes and stuff, making the little pastries and stuff. I'm big on that. So I usually go to the nearest local coffee spot, not like a 7-Eleven or anything. Like I want to go to where it's mom and pa. They've owned it. They get their espresso from a certain location, all that. But I would say, in terms of just if I had to run and stop and get what's my favorite coffee place? Where's my favorite place to grab coffee in Jersey? Is in Bagel Zone in Burlington, New Jersey. That is the
Bagel Zone.
Black cup of coffee I've had. I used to get it all the time when I was up there. When I was living in Burlington at the house up there, kind of like when my career was winding down. I would always go there and get myself a bagel. and then or breakfast bagel, and I would get some coffee. So I think they got really good black coffee, man. They just make it fresh, make it on the spot. I really like it.
All right. So that being said, my next question is going to be, NFL team.
All right. I mean, I'm in Dallas. But, I think just for my own safety of living here, I got to say Dallas. So just because, they're doing well right now, and I got to kind of keep the momentum going. But, Dallas has been growing on me, but I grew up a Giants fan. I did my high school workout in the, Meadowlands, and, did that kind of got me hooked to being a Giants fan. But I do love the Cowboys now too. So when they play each other, it's really a love-hate relationship. I want everybody to win and go home happy. But I'm just telling you, for my own safety, I'm a Cowboys fan for now. Like, just for my own physical well-being. Like, I had a workout with the Cowboys, which I was just completely unprepared for, and I kind of just went out there. So when they just got their new stadium, it was like 100 degrees outside, and I was just like, I was cramping. It was bad, but I made sure I kept some gear, after the workout. I made sure I put some in my bag and pocketed it. So I still wear it now, when I'm down here in Dallas, and make sure I don't get jumped on the street for wearing anything else. I've got I got stuff from the 49ers and stuff, and some other team gear, and I just I wear it to the gym and stuff. I don't really wear it out on the street because you never know, like, you might get, somebody might say to you out here if they catch you in some Giants gear or something like that. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy down here in Dallas. So, yeah, I'm a fan of the blue, man. I just love the teams with the blue, man. So yeah.
Well, Carlo's a Giants fan, so I had to put the hat on for a reason.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Joe.
I'm sorry that they're dealing with all these injuries right now. I feel so bad, man. That was probably the one thing in my career that I regret not being able to do is play on the East Coast, whether it's Giants or Jets or the Bills. I think I had a workout with the Jets, but just never got an opportunity up there. But that was always the other thing on my bucket list I really want to do is play at some point on the East Coast. But I think the closest I got was Washington. The Redskins I had a workout for them, and they ended up keeping me around for like 2 days afterwards, saying they were going to sign me, but they never ended up doing so. But that was a dream of mine on the East Coast. But yeah, man, I love the Giants. I grew up a Giants fan.
All right, thank you.
Yep. I was there.
Thanks for seeing the light.
I was there with Eli. I was there with Eli, before he, lost a couple, IQ points or whatever the hell happened. Yeah, it was
you're a Jersey guy. Now here's the real test, all right? Pork roll or Taylor ham? What is it called?
Man, it's pork roll for sure. Like, tailored ham is something
pork roll.
Yeah, that's something that, like, I feel like high society or somebody says that. Like, that doesn't sound like something from Jersey, Taylor ham. That doesn't sound like it. Taylor ham is definitely more of I feel like a Midwest thing for sure. So
awesome.
Definitely a pork roll guy. I love my pork roll, egg and cheese sandwiches. Yeah, big. I miss it, man. Sometimes when I was playing, I missed it so much, man. I just want a Philly cheesesteak so bad. I miss it every time I travel. I always tell people, go over to Jersey, get some pizza.
Yeah,
Philly, get you a cheesesteak. Go to New York, get some more pizza.
That being said, because it originally was a question on here, but I don't know what happened to it. Pat's or Geno's?
Man, see, that's hard because both of those. Again, the cheesesteaks are a lot like the coffee for me. I think the best cheesesteaks come from the local spots that make the cheesesteaks. Like cheesesteaks. Nino's used to make fire cheesesteaks. I haven't had one there in a while, but I know when I used to make really good cheesesteaks. When I was in Burlington, man, there was this one spot on 130. Oh my goodness, man, I don't remember the name. Goodness, it was on 130. It was right next to Cooper Street, but man, their cheesesteaks so good. Really good chicken cheesesteaks. But
is it Gaetano's?
Say it again.
Gaetano's?
No, I've had their cheesesteaks too, and they're really good. But I would say in terms of Pat and Geno's, I think Pat's is gonna do it for me. I've just had them more. Yeah, that's just my when I have to choose between the two, that's where I'm gonna go to. So yeah, whenever I go to Philly with people, that's usually where I bring them first.
All right. So, is Trenton South Jersey, North Jersey, or Central Jersey?
This is a great question. I mean, Central Jersey is a ghost. It exists, but it does not exist. And so, for all my Jersey friends, I'm going to say, Trenton's in Central Jersey, but technically Trenton is in South Jersey. So,
how about we confuse everybody and say it's West Jersey?
yeah. I would say that. I would say it was in Central West Jersey for sure.
Central West Jersey. There you go.
that would be a good spot for Trenton. It's Central West Jersey, and you can't miss it. That's what I always tell people. I was like, yeah, where's Trenton? I would do. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
Check out the Georgia UNC Trenton somewhere in there. Yeah, but it's in Central, man. I don't know why people act like Central Jersey doesn't exist.
We're right in the middle.
If you have the North and the South, you gotta have a middle. Because you don't have a North or a South, so it's like you gotta have a middle.
Come on, even in the Lord of the Rings, there's Middle Earth.
Exactly, but that's what it is, though. It's like Middle Earth. It's as if it doesn't truly exist, but it does, So it's maybe Central Jersey is just that magical place that exists only in our minds, and everybody else is just on the map, kind of looking for it. But we're all just like, dude, it's right there. You can't see it, but we see it. They don't see it. So that's a common Jersey thing, It's like we deal with things and do things a certain way that definitely people. I would say they would question and just kind of see as being or doing things a little differently. But yeah, that's just how they do it in Jersey. Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know if you're into mob movies, but which one's better, Casino or which one do you like? Casino, Goodfellas, or The Godfather?
I'm a big Goodfellas friend, but Godfather definitely is the way for me. Just has, I think, the most iconic scene. You see this guy just in his home, completely under the influence, just going at it with all these assailants, just all the drama and BS that goes on in life, just dropping and raining down on you at once. And he just, again, just kind of along the lines where we were talking about earlier, this dude will not quit. He just won't go down. Like they won't. He just won't. He's like a zombie. I tell people all the time, like, dude, they call me the Haitian zombie because I could get hurt, injured, whatever. I'm still gonna be on the field doing what I got to do. Like if I'm out there, like I used to tell my teammates, I'm never the biggest guy, and I always play like in the front seven. So I always have little nicks and knack and injuries, and I'd always be limping around, getting up slow between plays. I'm a little dramatic. I'm not gonna lie. And I would just tell them, I'll be breathing hard. I told you I'm not the most conditioned guy, and teammates will look at you, all right? And I'll just tell them, dude, don't worry about me. Like I'm fine. I'm actually just getting warmed up. Once the blood comes out, that's like when that's when I get taken. Like I gotta get hit a couple of times in the game before I'm just like, all right, that's it. Like it's over. So you can't give up, man. And I love that. Just about the Godfather, just no matter what, he's just a guy that wasn't gonna stop. Of course, he's doing things the wrong way, but still, like the what I took from that movie was you got a guy that for his family, for himself, or whatever, he's not gonna stop from getting what he needs to get. And even if he has to do it by himself, and everybody's against him, still gonna keep going on his deathbed, full of bullets, everything. He's still gonna keep going, because that is truly what he is, what he was. It's unstoppable force. You're gonna be unstoppable force or immovable object, but unstoppable force, gets to travel a little bit more. So that's why I try to be unstoppable force, for sure. So yeah, definitely Godfather.
Awesome. So, favorite book.
Oh, favorite book is man, I have a couple that I really like. I'm gonna go grab my favorite book that I'm reading right now. Hold on one second.
Let's see. What do you think it is, Joe?
I
have no idea.
I was gonna say like an investment book, but or a financial book, which I think has helped me a lot with my financial education and just kind of helping me take the steps one at a time to secure and again, just take away most of my liability and get what I want in terms of like residual income and investment income and just, dividends, all that stuff that everybody wants. But the books for me that have kept me out of dark places and that have brought me back up when I was down or whatever, more motivational books and books that, help you with your psychological state of being or your mental state of being more so than, let me teach you how to get your money right. And right now, this Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl right here has really been doing it for me.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Yes. It's about, I'll let you guys, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's a very kind of intense book. Talks about growing up in concentration camps, in Auschwitz, traveling between all those terrible places while still kind of finding something to live for, something to move forward, understanding that, hey, maybe one day we'll get out of here and we'll be rich. Maybe one day we'll get out of here and we'll be famous. Maybe we'll have a family. Maybe you'll get married one day out of here. And these guys were they were facing death every single day, these men and women, literally like hundreds, thousands of people dying daily. So amongst that, to still be able to see the light, find the light, even find humor and laughter, which the book talks about a lot in terms of dealing with really, really bad things that go on in your life or really, really good things, whatever it is. It's really been just amazing to me because we sit here all the time and act like, and everybody has the stuff that they go through and issues and things that they struggle with or whatever. But you read a book like that and you see what those people were going through back in the day, and it puts things in perspective. It really does. And see that a man like this was able to do that and write his own book and just be ultra successful after that, after literally standing and shoulder to shoulder in a shed full of people and their own feces and urine every night, freezing, shivering themselves to sleep. It's just that's crazy. So
what you described was almost like the duality of man.
Yeah. Very similar to that book.
I don't know if you've ever listened to Reef the Lost Cause. Pop art. Look him up. I'll actually tag you on his stuff on Instagram. But Reef the Lost Cause is a hip hop artist from Philly, and he has a song called Brethren.
I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out, man. I'm all about it. I want to consume all the positive information I can. And this book for me, again, it's a little intense. It's the stuff they talk about and going through. It's tough for me to read sometimes because some of the stuff not seen, but like I said, I've lived in Haiti and seen some really crazy stuff. And for me to picture some of the stuff he describes, it's I got a very it's a colorful imagination, and it's not something I would wish upon anybody, man. Right. So, man, I just love it. It's inspirational. I love inspiration. Yeah, I'm big on that. So, it's a good book. But there's a lot of really good books out there, and we keep a lot of books in our place. And
reading's so important, man.
Yeah, reading, podcasts, all those things where they're just gonna through your eyes or ears or whatever, just feed that good, positive, helpful information to you. I think it is. It's for me. It's been huge. Listening to podcasts when I go on walks or runs or whatever. It's really it's changed my mindset overall for sure.
Well, speaking of, we have some podcasts that we would love to refer you to as well. We have a friend who's all about exactly what we're talking about. We had him as a co-host not too long ago, Jimmy Lee Velez. He does the Rotated Views podcast. Shout out to him. And we would love to introduce you to him. And basically, hey, Bree, we'd like to introduce you to him and see if you can get on that because that's exactly. It is what it is. Rotated views.
Yeah.
Views from different perspectives.
Absolutely.
So
I'm big on that, and I love the local talent. Any local help, community stuff. I'm big on it. I want to feel that closeness and have the camaraderie and have the history of knowing you're from similar background, same place. I like to put people like that in a room and let them hash it out, and I think that's a really good thing to be able to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Jayson, I thank you for coming on to Invest 360 tonight. I really much appreciate it. I definitely, when you get back into town, hit us up. We'll definitely see if we can link up and so forth. I love what you're doing. You're helping out with Hamilton West. I love your stories. I love the positive messages that you were bringing. It's amazing. Again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being flexible with the timing and so forth as well. You're amazing, and thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Carlo Joe. I had so much fun, and I'm glad to speak with you guys. Answer any questions, and definitely have more questions to ask. And I again just I'll be up there probably next week, just trying to not just help out the Hamilton West football team, but again go see my brother play and help him out, and do whatever I can in the community, help friends out, just kind of chat with them, and so when I'm up there, definitely we should link up and continue to try to do good things and spread the positive energy and information. And the positive energy is great, and I'm big on that. And I've preached that for so long, man, and I just sometimes I forget to add the information with it.
Maybe we can go get a cheesesteak at Frank's.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Let's go.
You don't have to ask me twice, man. I do like a cheat day every Sunday. When I go to Jersey, it's like just a cheat, a couple of days. So yeah, it's a cheat week. So I'm definitely down to do that. And I'm excited to come back up there and see everybody and see you guys. And yeah, definitely, man, hopefully we could do some things in the future. And yeah, just continue to just spread the love more or less.
Yeah, awesome. Spread the love. Yeah, man.
Thank you, sir.
I really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you guys,
man. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Carlo and I are going to continue, and we're going to talk about the Central Jersey Beer Fest that we attended last week, and what we were able to bring in with Happy Smiles, and just reflect on that.
Yeah, I missed the Beer Fest, man. I had a wedding to attend. I was really actually thinking about going to check that out, and I'm glad you guys had a good time there. Were able to raise some money, do some good things. I mean, again, all of that is I'm wishing you the best in it, and anything I could do to help with it or promote, like, please just let me know.
I'll tell you what, next year, we're marking you down October 8th. You're already on my guest list.
Hey, October 8th, let's do it. I'm open to it, man. Seriously, like I'm down to definitely be out there and do that. I love coming to Jersey in the fall time, like that's probably my favorite time to be there. Yeah, for sure. It's like the weather's perfect, everything is like usually real colorful and it's everything's open and popping, so
yeah.
That's one of my favorite times.
So those who are looking to go on, actually for next year, tonight only. I believe the code is Enjoy 2022. You get $20 off basically your ticket. So basically you're getting a VIP ticket for $40. Go to cjbeerfest.com. So there you go.
Yeah, I will. Well, you can count me in, man. I'm definitely planning on being there. So definitely good talking with you guys. Hope you have a good night. Wish you all the luck and everything. And hit me up anytime.
I know you had dinner plans. I'm sorry to keep you longer than that.
No, man. It's all good. That's the good thing about having dinner plans. It's not doesn't start till you start eating. So
yeah.
So once I get there and start eating, that's when it'll start.
That's when dinner starts. Nice.
Yeah, I get remember it was funny. This quote from Iron Man. He goes, what's the point of having a private plane if it's gonna leave without me? Like the plane ain't gonna leave without you, bro, if you paid for it. And so I try to think about that with a lot of things, and why I think financial success is good, because it's like, hey man, usually the stresses get taken away if you pay for something, because whether you get it, you get lost, or you pay for it. So it's pretty much gonna go on how you feel about it, So
it's true.
It's as valuable as you. It has as much value as you want to put on it. Whether it's a private jet, freaking yacht, traveling, whatever value you want to put on it, that's what it's going to be to you. So, it's all up to your discretion, no matter, how much you make or how little you have. Life is really up to your discretion and how you want to live it and how you want to think about it. So, hope y'all keep thinking about it in a positive way, man, and definitely just keep thriving and surviving.
Positive trajectories.
Definitely. Everything's going up, fellas. I promise you. It's all human ingenuity is a wonderful thing. So don't worry about the world. This is going to continue to get better and become a better place. We just gotta, all continue to try to do the right thing and just love each other, man, and do what we can to help each other, and we'll help ourselves without a doubt. So.
Awesome.
Good, man. You're a true inspiration, man. I'll tell you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Definitely, when you get here, hit us up. We'll meet you at Nino's.
Oh, Nino's. All right. Look, you won't even have to. I'll be there already. Like, you see my number pop up, just go ahead and start driving to Nino's.
Just drive there.
I basically live there when I go up there. It's like I go to my house and I go straight to Nino's, and I'm there for like a couple hours probably. So, and I'm there like for a couple hours eating like 2 slices of pizza, just, chatting to everybody going in and out and whatnot. It's always a revolving door in there.
Enjoying everybody.
Yeah, Nino's for sure. Nino's when I get up there.
All right.
Awesome. All right, brother. You take care. Have a good one.
You too, fellas. Thank you. Man. See you
later, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, Carlo. So that was
amazing.
Yeah, that was definitely amazing.
Talking about positivity, man, and positive energy.
That definitely was.
Don't get any better than that.
Speaking of positive, we just came back from the Central Jersey Beer Fest this Saturday, and Happy Smiles was a nice sponsor for the event. So let's talk about what we did with Happy Smiles.
So let me tell you, first, Happy Smiles was so honored to be at the Central Jersey Beer Fest. Blend and Smyers and Antonio Pasquale, thank you so much for having us. And we were able to. What we were doing, we were giving away shirts and other things at our booth there, and we were able to take in donations from all the patrons, everybody who attended there. We were able to raise $2,323.25, and that's amazing. That was awesome. All of that money went over to the went over to the YWCA Breast Cancer Resource Center of Princeton. We're going to be dropping that off this week, and man, it's amazing. They are so appreciative. That money is going to go towards some amazing men and women who are having struggles. So what they do is they have a facility that they're able to facilitate different things that these men and women would not normally be able to have, haircuts, makeup, clothes, all these different things that they would not normally be able to have. The Princeton Breast Cancer Resource Center is able to provide that for them. So we're so honored to be able to give this to them and be able to help them out a little bit. And Central Jersey Beer Fest and everybody who went, thank you so much for all of your donations. It was myself, Happy Smiles was there, Vitality Inspection Services, along with Foundation Title, and we were able to raise this money, and it was awesome. And Beer Fest was amazing as well, right, Joe?
It was definitely great. The people were great. Nothing but compliments all around that we have. So again, shout out to Antonio Pasquale and team, and even the ability to be part of it myself as far as like doing the marketing.
Yeah,
I very much it was in awe to see like how this all came about. Like I definitely think this was one of the better ones out of the ones that we've had in the past. But the most important thing was raising that money, and I definitely think Happy Smiles, being that it's our backbone of Invest 360, it was great to have them do that.
Yeah, it was amazing, man. Can't wait for next year.
Yep. So for those who are interested, again, if you go to cjbeerfest.com and you type in the promotional code Enjoy 2020, I believe it is. Yes, Enjoy 2022. I'm sorry, Enjoy 2022, and you will get $20 off your ticket. And so basically, it gives you a VIP ticket for $40, and that's 2-night only. So it ends at midnight tonight. So get your tickets now for October 8th, 2022. All right. That being said, Carlo, great episode. I'm glad we had Jayson Dimanche on, and looks like we have a date to have cheesesteaks soon at Nino's.
Cheesesteaks, Sicilian pie.
Yeah.
That's it.
There we go.
Let's go get it.
All right, sir. You have a great one, and thank you all for watching. And I think we are off next week, right?
We are off next week. Yeah, you're right.
All right. So when we come back, we will have another guest, and I think we might actually have the one from last week that we canceled. We'll see if Armor Security is going to be able to come on. So
that's awesome. It's awesome. Everybody, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We always enjoy everybody who's watching, and thank you so much.
All right, everyone. You take care. Thank you, and tune in not next week, but the week after.
That's it.
Take care.